Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Shalev and Humphrey. We're here for the fourth installment of The Trouble with Chickens by Dorian Cronin. So as you may know, we've been following J.J. Tully and his adventures on the farm, and Vince the Funnel, which is an inside dog, has taken the baby chicks from the chicken moosh. And when we last left J.J. Tully, he was running through the study in the house, and he ran into Vince the Funnel dog, which is a little hard to see, and Moosh and the baby chicks. And so what he's not realizing is that Vince the Funnel has created a trap for him and doesn't want to hurt the baby chicks. Vince the Funnel was just trying to get him to come into the house. And so he runs in and he hits his head and then he gets knocked out. And so he doesn't remember anything after that. So that's where we're at in this part of the story. Okay. And when I read Vince's character, I read Vince the Funnel, I read him in a deeper voice so that you know that he's the narrator because it alternates between narrators. Okay. So, chapter 16, Dog Day Afternoon. Hero Dog knocked himself out. I hadn't planned on it, but it was a nice touch. As for the chickens, everything went almost exactly as rehearsed. The smallest one seemed to have second thoughts, but a nudge of the plastic cone moved her along. Hero Dog was exactly where I wanted him, and the chicks didn't have a clue. Chicken Mom was my only problem. She was pretty uptight about the whole thing. I had to buy some time. Hey, you, I pointed to one of the chicks. Run outside and get your mom a nice chicken feed snack. Chicken Mom eyed me suspiciously while the smallest one ran out the doggy door. See? Nothing to worry about, Mom. You can leave any time you want, I lied. The rain had started up again, with thunder and lightning to boot. The smallest chick was back with the feed in a flash. Have a snack and stay dry, I said. I put on the TV to sweeten the deal. Chicken Mom and her brood were warm, dry, and staying put. 5 chickens in here is 5 chickens too many. I was looking forward to some peace and quiet that the nightfall would bring. I'm going to get rid of all of them, and then I don't even have to leave the house. Unlike our hero dog, I didn't need years of training. I was born brilliant. Chapter 17, Dog in the Can. Now I'm switching over to JJ's voice. I woke up behind bars. Either something had gone terribly wrong or I was back in Detroit. I jumped to my feet and tried to get my bearings. It was dark outside. A clock ticked. A faucet leaked. Plop, tick, plop, tack, plop, tick. I was locked inside a dog crate in the kitchen. Vince was outside the crate. Inside dog, outside dog. Interesting twist. So typically, as we know, Vince is the inside dog here, and J.J. Tully is the outside dog. But in this case, the roles have been switched. He had a baby chick on either side of him, like a dusty set of bookends. The rest of the flock was behind him. It's about time, said one of the bookends. Poppy and Sweetie, I presume? I snarled. My mind was spinning, but my eyes were steady. I set them on Moosh. She met my eyes. I knew there wasn't a single chicken in that room that I could trust. It was a trick. He used us to lure you, she stammered. I am done with you, Millicent, I interrupted. She winced when I called her by her real name. I took my eyes off Moosh, Millicent, and planted them on Vince. It doesn't seem like anybody here needs rescuing, I said. Poppy and Sweetie giggled nervously. They got themselves in here. They can get themselves out, answered Vince. That's more than I can say for you, added Poppy. I bared my teeth. Poppy backed away from the bars. But he was right. The door of the cage was locked with a sliding bolt. I had no idea how I was going to get out. Moosh gathered up her chicks and left the room without a word. Vince sauntered over to his water bowl by the refrigerator. Now that his giant funnel was out of the way, I could see the note hanging on the fridge. Dog walker, please take Vince to his vet appointment at 2 p.m. on Monday. He will be getting ear tubes and staying in the animal hospital. Thank you, Barb. Then I realized I was on my way to the vet for ear tubes. I had to get out of that cage. I've pulled people out of all kinds of places, caves, cars, crevices, sewer pipes, but not once have I come across a lock. I needed a plan, but my head still hurt. Plop, tick, plop, tuck, plop, tick. Oh, I needed a nap. So at this point, the trap is that Vince knew that the dog walker didn't know what Vince looked like. And so he switched out the dog in the cage, which now is JJ Tully. So JJ Tully is going to be on his way to go to the vet. So let's find out what happens. Chapter 18. Encyclopedia Chickania. You okay? Came a tiny voice. I saw a pretty pair of wings. Unless my fairy godmother was a chicken, it was nobody I wanted to talk to. You okay? She repeated. It was Sugar. I didn't answer her. I turned my back and I closed my eyes. And when I opened them, the sun was setting. And Sugar was still there. Shouldn't you be long gone by now? I asked. Vince says it's safer if we wait after dark, she said. Safer for whom? I asked. She didn't answer. I had no idea why I was even talking to her. But when you're in a cage, you can't be picky about your company. How did I get in here? I asked. You jumped over the couch, landed against the wall, and knocked yourself out cold, she answered. But how did I get in the cage? I asked. Vince made us line up the recycle bottles and we rolled you in, she said. Vince wasn't dumb as he looked. And here is JJ Tully locked in the cage. We didn't speak for a minute. Then I continued my line of questioning. Who grabbed you off of the bird bath? I asked. I got myself out of the bird bath. How? I asked. Chickens can't fly. Sure we can. Not very well, but enough to get off of a bird bath. I don't believe you, I said. You should read more, she said. I turned my back on her again. Maybe if you read a book, you would know that we actually can fly some short distances. Sometimes we fly to rendezvous with other chickens, usually to flee danger. My ears perked up. You don't say. So she came right up to the cage. Sometimes it behooves our breeders to have our wings clipped. You don't say. For all I cared, she had just recited the small print off the bottom of a mattress tag. All I heard from her was blah, 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 rendezvous, blah, 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 behoove. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I'll continue. Chapter 19, Show and Tell. You wrote the notes, I said to Sugar. Sugar took another step towards the cage, careful not to get too close. Did not. Did. Did not. Did. Did not. It was like a game of ping pong. I hate ping pong. Spill it, Sugar, a voice piped up. Moosh stepped out of the kitchen shadows, and all the color drained from Sugar's face. She instinctively took a step back from the trouble coming her way. I had 1 second to act. I sucked my breath in through my nose As hard as I could, Sugar was dragged right back between the two bars and stuck to my nose like a stray sock on a freshly dried towel. I had no idea what I was going to do with her. It was Musha's turn to come up to the cage. I thought she had come to rescue Sugar. I was wrong. JJ's right, she said. I knew it as soon as I saw the note. Aha, I knew she knew more than she said she knew when she knew it, explained her bouncing left foot. It wasn't a tap or a tick. It was a tell. A tell is something people do when they're lying. In Musha's case, it was something she did when she knew more than she said she knew when she knew it. Moosh stuck her beak through the bars. I'm waiting, she said. I wrote it, Sugar confessed. I sent Poppy and Sweetie into the house, but I had to make it look like Vince took it. Why in the world would you do that? Moosh asked. For the books, Sugar answered. What books? We don't have any books. Look around, Moosh. This house is filled with books, I said. Moosh's eyes got big and wide. Vince said I had to help him get JJ into the house or he wouldn't let me back in to read the books, Sugar added. Finally, Moosh understood that Sugar had been coming and going into this house for a long time. You faked a kidnapping? With Vince the funnel? Moose raised her voice so high I thought she might cough up a vocal cord. Vince promised me he wouldn't hurt them. He let them watch TV. Moosh considered this for a second. Vince forced you to write these notes, she said. Actually, they were my idea, said Sugar. I had to make sure you went to JJ for help. That's enough, a voice interrupted. Vince had come into the kitchen with Poppy and Sweetie in tow. I should have known you'd sing like a bird, he growled at Sugar. I am a bird, she chirped. Vince bared his teeth. You're lucky you're in that cage. He turned to me. Congratulations, hero dog. You figured it all out. Vince snickered. But you're still in a cage and you're still going to go to the vet and get ear tubes. You can thank your little chicken family for that. I charged the front door of the cage as hard as I could. The door didn't budge. When I got back to my feet, the chickens were gone. Vince got as close to the cage as the funnel would let him. So, who rescues the rescue dog? He asked. Don't you think your dog walker is going to notice that I'm not you? I said. Regular guy is gone for a holiday. His cousin is filling in, he said. Never seen me before, he answered. You've got a bigger problem, I added. What's that? When Barb gets back, she's going to know the wrong dog got the tubes, I said. Yeah, but she's not going to care, he said. Why's that? I asked. She's going to be too upset over the demise of her pet chickens, and she's going to blame you. Sugar made a very strange noise right before she fainted. I had forgotten she was still in the cage with me. So, apparently, had Vince. Don't even bother trying to warn them, he sneered. The doggy door is controlled by the black tag on my collar. They can't get out unless I let them out. And he was still snickering when he left that room. So that's what the funny black collar on his tag was for. I thought it was the on-off switch for the lamp. I needed more information from Sugar. One good dose of dog breath was all it took to wake her up. All this for a book? I asked. It was a really good book, she whispered. And then she fainted again. All right, I'm going to stop there for today. I hope you really enjoyed this. We're going to find out what happens and do the chickens escape? Does JJ Tully go to the vet? We're going to have to find out tomorrow. So tune in next time and you'll find out, and we'll finish more of the book and we'll see if they actually are able to get out of Vince the Funnel's evil grasp. Like and subscribe our videos so that you hit the bell so you get all the notifications. And I miss you, and I hope you tune in tomorrow to see our next video. Thanks. Bye.